hey, ladies and gentlemen,
Hey.
Oh my goodness. It's another episode of What's the Word Wednesday, where we do our very best to try to motivate you, encourage you, inspire you, lift you up, and give you some practical everyday nuggets that you can use for your business. It is I, Eric Clifton, one of your directors with this amazing opportunity. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
It's Roger the Dodger Lillard.
Roger Dodger Lillard. Uh, say something again, sir.
It looked like it's doing it again, bro.
Yeah, Mr.
Just a
Lillard
little bit.
is Mr. Lillard is sponsored by Kung Fu Hour, right? If y'all remember Channel 26, Channel 50, Mr. Lillard you'll be hearing his voice before you see his lips, like a ventriloquist. Mr. Lillard, sir, while most of our team members are on ITQ right now, go ahead and give us this evening's announcements. What do the people need to know?
All right, first and foremost, welcome to I almost said mindset. What's the word Wednesday, everybody? We don't have that many announcements, but if you were in the DMV and you missed the last Super Saturday training that we had, and we had three millionaires in the house. We had both Cedric White, Atlanta Moore in the house. Did a fantastic training. Mr. Scott did a wonderful job as well. And then we had none other than the CEO, founder, chairman of the board, Mr. Donald Bradley, in the building, pouring his heart out to everybody in the Maryland market. And so I just got to say, after that training, you can walk proudly with your chin high, chest out about this opportunity. Yeah, we are literally changing lives around the globe. And so we got a lot of things going on. Another quick announcement from the train that I got, 2023, Mr. Bradley says we're going to be opening up in Canada. In 2024, we're going to Europe and to Germany. So you can clap for that, for sure. Next up, we got coming up. Well, actually, I want to say hello to everybody. If you are chiming in from ITQ, we know you all out there on the Blue Sea, enjoying yourselves. Probably having a couple of pina colada floats on my behalf, because that's what I like. But nevertheless, though, I know you are learning a lot. I had a chance to go on. In fact, I highly recommend everybody after this, you want to jump right on. Well, not after this, but sometime tonight, jump in Platinum Travel Talk. Deborah Bond dropped a video in there of James Ferrara and the CEO speaking. It's powerful. I definitely want to watch that. Convention
Oh,
coming
tell
up.
them where to go get the video to watch that video again.
Say it again.
Tell them where to go to watch that video.
You want to go to Platinum Travel Talk group and just scroll down, and you'll see Deborah Bond. She recorded some training that was going on, where James Ferrara spoke first, and Joe Trainer, our CEO for IntelliTravel, he spoke highly of what the company is doing. So you definitely want to check that out as well. And then convention, I believe there's still tickets left, right, Mr. Clifton? We got some tickets left for convention. So if you still want to go, tickets left. Tickets left with that. And then October 1st, we're having a 7-year anniversary startup right here. Yep, we can clap for that. In the Maryland area, Mr. Bradley is coming back. He had such a good time. The first time, he's coming back again. So that's just my announcement for tonight. I can go on. So let's jump right into whatever we're going to talk about on this evening, sir.
Good stuff. Listen, definitely, if you haven't registered for that convention, or you can't make the convention and you're in the DMV area, it's going to be like a mini convention, right? Super celebration on the 1st of October, right? October 1st?
Yes, sir.
October 1st. You want to be there, get your tickets. I saw a post that said 100 plus tickets were already sold. So you definitely want to get your tickets as soon as you possibly can, right? Even if you thinking you might not be able to make it, you might be able to make it. Put it in the atmosphere, put it out there, purchase the ticket on good faith anyway. and watch what happens. So, Mr. Lillard, let's go ahead and jump into a couple of things that we was going to chat with you guys about on this evening. We're not going to be before you long because we know most of y'all are on ITQ time right now, getting some great trainings. So we just got a couple nuggets that we're going to drop. This probably going to be one of the shortest What's the Word Wednesdays. And that's saying a lot because me and my co-host, we can both talk a lot. So for this being a short What's the Word Wednesday, y'all, it should be eventful. There was a couple of things that we was going to jump on. There's so many different ways that we can go. As a matter of fact, we also put in the comments when we posted this that it's the perfect opportunity if you guys have any questions about your business to put that in the chat, especially while most of the leaders are away on that cruise or wherever they are right now. If you have any questions about your business, no big questions, no small questions, no stupid questions ever exist. Go ahead and ask any questions that you might have. Put it in the chat. We're going to try to make sure we jump on that. Mr. Little, go ahead and tell them about the acronym that you was describing. I think you called it TLL.
Okay.
I might be messing it up. I think it was TLL, but break down that acronym so we can dive into those nuggets on T. Am I saying that right? Was it TLL?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Go ahead, break it
So
down.
what I have found to be simple for a brand new person when they get started, so we don't inundate them with a whole lot of information all at one time. Because keep in mind, everyone that partners with us, they have a different lifestyle. They have a different schedule. So I found something that's really simple that everybody can do. That brand new. I don't care if you got 3 jobs, 2 jobs, 1 job. I found something that that's working now, where people they don't feel overwhelmed with information. So I'll start with the first one, T. The T is training. What I simply do is the first thing I do, I'll go online and I'll go I'll do a Zoom with the new person. I'll do a share screen. I'll show them the back office in the teletravel. But the one thing I keep simple is I show them that they can do the training, the modules first. Do those modules. And I only have them focused on that. I don't have them focused on getting registered. I don't have them focused on downloading the manual. I have them focused on get those modules first. Because once they finish the modules, right? Because I got them focused on that. They finish the modules. The second is the L. See how simple that was? That's real quick, right? So the second thing I have them do, before I get to the second thing, once they finish the training, though, I do have them download the manual, read over that at their leisure, but at least they got those modules done. Because in the modules, they talk about all that stuff anyway, right? So, and then I have them register. But the first thing, the number one thing I have them do, modules. Let's get those done. And I have them give me a date on when they're going to have it done. So we can get to the next thing. The number 2 thing is the L, list. I need to create a list. This is vital to you moving a brand new person, getting their business off the ground real fast. 24 names in 24 hours, right? Out the 24, pick your best 3 out the 24 because your first 3 positions are golden. They're great real estate. Eric and I know, we both understand that. We understand that. Them first 3 positions are vital. So I shared that with them, right? So the second L is list. 24 names, 24 hours. And why is that important? Because now you're going to have them share the opportunity with those 24 people, right away. See, now we're not waiting till 2 and 3 and 4 months and they haven't finished the modules yet. Because what's happening is I can assure you, if a person partners with you and they don't make any money in the first 90 days, credit hold. A lot of times that credit hold comes prior to the 90 days, if that makes sense. So now they got the modules done. They focus on that. Number two, they got the ALT training. L is list. The third thing, the third letter L is launch. Right? We're going to have a grand opening. A grand opening. And I have them give me a date when they are going to have their grand opening. That's all I'm giving them. That's it. TLL. Training, list, launch. And I'm not going to a whole bunch of other different things. You know, that's because now the goal is to get a check in their pocket ASAP. Because guess what? That builds what is called retention. A person is going to stick around if they know that they're getting paid right away. Or they got their models done. Now we can register. Now they can book right away. So this is a combination. This is a combination of being able to have a person do the modules, make their list, and then launch their business. If we keep it right, this, you know, what was that movie that Will Smith was in? And he was teaching people how to fall in love and keep the relationship together. Say it again.
So to keep it right there. So keep it right there in that pocket.
Keep it right there.
Keep it right there.
Everyone would do just that when a brand new person starts. Because now, watch this. Not only are they working on the modules, so guess what? That might take them a day or two. So now you got them doing the modules. When they finish, now you get them to register, right? But they got the list, and now you have a date for them to have their grand opening. So now your calendar is filling up with dates to have the grand opening. Now, is everybody going to follow that? Not everyone. But if we start a brand new person off that way, now they have something to do that they can do, right? And so that's it, man. That's it.
Well, I like that. Look, show some love if y'all like the nuggets from that simplistic breakdown. TLL, right? Training, list, launch. Now I got a question for you, Mr. Lillard. And I'm speaking on behalf of the people listening, the people catching the replay, somebody brand new asking this question. So now what if, right? I'm the rep. I'm listening to you. You're saying that I should start my new person off with this process, training, list, and then launch. Now, on the training piece is part of my question. I hear you say a few times they should do the modules first. Now, I'm assuming you're talking about the IntelliTravel modules, correct?
Yes, sir.
So now, what if I join to build? Right?
Now, okay.
Are you recommending that the person that joins, and I'm trying to build, I know the travel stuff is good to know it's going to come later. Should that person take those modules first, or is there something else that is imperative they get trained on before they create the list and then launch?
Watch this. I have a young lady that just started, right? And she didn't sign up yet as a ITA. She's a representative. She got her list, and we have a launch date set. So I'm keeping it simple.
You skip in training?
Well, she's not an ITA, so she can't train. She can't do it, right?
But I mean, so just because we got training out there to keep it equal for both people on both sides of the business, what is recommended for entry level training for the rep? Or I just thought about this. Or is there actually any real training that's needed? Because on the rep side, it's more of you following a system. So you just need to be able to follow the system. Is that training as well? So, but answer the question though. They rep only. How are you training them, or are you not in the beginning?
So are you? So the only thing I could train them on is the network marketing industry, right? Well, I mean, right. So watch this. The training happens in the doing. So if I say, listen, I need you to get a list 24 names in 24 hours. And then we're going to do a launch date. We got a launch date because the key is to get them, to $200 so they can invest back into their own business. So I don't want them all over the place. Now, this person is working 3 jobs, right? So I want to help them do something simple. 24 names, 24 hours, right? Find your best 3 out of the 24, your favorite 3, right? We contact them first. I didn't say that earlier. We're going to contact them first, your first 3, and then and all of that, we're going to set a date to launch. Having that date to launch, or having that date to a grand opening, right? Now they have something. Okay, they're excited. I got a date, so they got whatever time between the time they got started and that grand opening date to get that 24, that list of 24 names, 24 hours. In the past, like back in the 90s, we would say, man, make a list of 100, 200 names. And people couldn't even come up with 100 names and quit. So 24 names and 24 hours and your best 3, right? And so now, right, once we do the launch, right, we're not going to, you only do 1 launch, by the way. You just do 1 launch. After that, you need to set a date to do what is called a private business reception. And so you should be doing at least 1 of those a month. Yes, we got Tuesdays. Excuse me. Yes, we have Wednesdays. Yes, we have Thursdays. Yes, we got a Tuesday event in our local marketplace. But so you only work your business 3 times a month. So once a month, you should have a private business reception where it's if you're not able to do it yourself, get with your upline goal builder, director in training, or director, and do it with them. Watch this. Get in your upline leaders' calendar. Get in their calendar. If you're not in their calendar, see, this is how we keep ourselves active in our business, right? So I keep myself in my calendar with Mr. Scott and Eric. You can attest to this. So I have 3-way calls set up in my calendar with Preston. So during the week, I look at my calendar, 3-way call. Okay, I got 3 calls on this day. Okay, I got Thursday night on this day. I'm doing a launch on this day. So my calendar is filling up. If your calendar is empty, that means you're not doing TLL. You practice TLL, watch your calendar fill up, and watch your pockets fill up right behind it.
Okay. So now, on that training piece, I heard a couple things. One, well, before I talk about what I heard, I see some comments. All right.
Let me jump in here.
I seen a couple comments. Somebody said builders should be listening to the Planet trainings. I agree. Jessica said that. Carla said Planet PS3 training videos. Tasha said you have to learn the system, right? The videos are in the Planet Marketing back office. So in a nutshell,
you got one more. Jessica said, "How do I peak interest?"
No, that was the question. That's why I didn't read that one yet because it was a question.
Okay, my bad.
But in a nutshell, 2 things are happening when you're on the rep side. As a matter of fact, one, yes, you should be learning those the system, the PS3 system, and going through those videos. But the training on the rep side actually is hands-on training. Right? It's you learn while you earn. The training in this is more like if we were playing a game of follow the leader, you don't necessarily teach a person how to play follow the leader, right? There's not like sit down and there's a rule book. No, I'm going to show you and you follow me, right? And then you learn by following. So in that case, that's exactly what you guys should be doing, learning this business the second you get in by following. So this means we got to be active. This is the reason why the second part or second word is list, creating that list. Now, the question that she just asked, How do I pique interest? We love this one. The first thing that we used to say all the time, especially with what we do, and you guys should write this down and take notes. Pop the question. It's the easiest way to pique interest. You pop the question. Now, there are a lot of ways to pique interest by asking questions, right? And you knowing what the hot buttons are of the person that you're talking to. So if you know the hot buttons, like what they need, what they desire, what their pain points are, where they're hurting at, if you know those things, then you should be able to explain to them or share with them really quickly how this business can aid them or assist them or alleviate a hurt, right? So if you can do that, then you pique their interest. There's a book called Icebreakers. You can get it on Audible. The book is called Icebreakers. The book goes over a variety of ways to break the ice to pique a person's interest. Give you an example. Let's say you were sitting down at the dinner table. It could be Thanksgiving dinner with your family, all your family and cousins, and you know they travel, you know they got issues, that somebody need help with daycare, your uncle got issues with the taxes, people just got bills. You know these things, but you don't want to push your business down that person's throat. So what you do is you can pique their interest by saying, hey, listen, I just found a way where you can pay all those back taxes off, right, while doing what you're currently doing. If you are interested in getting some more information, just let me know. Pass the salt, please. Change the subject, right? Just pique their interest. But back to what I was saying earlier, pop the question. It's the simplest way to do that. Do you like to travel? Just pop the question. Another pop the question for me, I ask this one often now, right? Which one you like most? Traveling or making money? And I wait for them to answer. Most times they'll say, I like them both. But popping the questions. Roger likes to say, do you leisure travel? Right? That's popping the question. The question about travel is so non-threatening that almost anybody will answer that question, right? Anybody will entertain your whatever when you bring up travel. When I'm in the grocery store, the line is too long, or the person ringing me up has a funny look on their face, or even if they don't, I'll say something like, you know what, you look like you need a vacation, or you look like you could use a vacation. Where would you like to go if you go somewhere? That's going to start a conversation. That's me piquing interest because I know you're interested, right? Go ahead. I know you got one, Mr. Lillard.
Yeah, I just want to share real quick. While I used to ask people, did you travel? And I switched to, do you leisure travel? Here's why. And here in the DMV, in the Washington Metropolitan, we have a lot of government workers here. And so when I was talking to people, they will always say, well, I travel my job. I travel my job. In my job, I travel. My job sends me here. And I'm like, you know what? I got to switch this. So for the last probably 4 or 5 years, I've been saying, do you leisure travel? Because see, now we ain't talking about your job. And it probably happens in other marketplaces, around the country, around the world. But I do know when you say leisure, it lets them know that it's a vacation to Bahamas, Aruba, Jamaica, just to name a few. And so, but Icebreakers just, something, y'all, I'm going to share something with you all. Do you know if Planet Marketing says we're going to pay everyone $500 a week, and all you have to do in that week, right, is pop the question 100 times. When you got to the 100th time, you get your $500. How many people are you going to talk to about this business? See, we complicate it because we're thinking too much. Just pop the question and listen. We're not responsible for anyone's response. We're only responsible for popping the question and sharing the plan. That's the goal. You know what the main goal is, y'all? I got a quick nugget. The main goal is, the reason why I don't let nobody walk past me, if you talk to me, you're going to hear about this business, because everybody knows someone by face or by name, at least 200 people. You know, at least 200 people by face or by name, everybody. So when I'm talking to someone, I already know that they have a circle. Some circles are bigger than others. Some smokers are smaller than others, but everyone has one. So when I'm talking to that individual, I'm using form and I'm using champs to talk to them when I'm talking to them so that I can gauge on how maybe large the circle is or small the circle is by form. What do you do? You know, you live here in the area? Like, man, nice car, man. So if they got a nice car, the recreation they might be with the car group or a motorcycle group. But at the end of the day, you're holding a regular conversation with someone when you're popping the question. Now, what I also do on the back end, like if you're at the grocery store or you're at the mall shopping, ladies, looking at them Michael Kors purses, right? If you are out shopping and you in the mall and you start talking to somebody and the conversation starts talking about the prices and all the stuff or whatever, talk about the weather, it doesn't matter what you talk about. At the very end of the conversation, that's when I pop the question. I'm not running up to people or calling people say, do you lead to travel, lead travel, lead travel, lead travel? I at least want to have a conversation with them to kind of get a feel if I really want to be their business partner. I don't want everybody in my business. I'm not looking for everybody. I'm looking for the right people. Back to you, sir.
Well, all right. So look, I know it's a couple things. One, because you are skilled at what you do, Mr. Lillard. When listening, you know, it comes off like, man, you know what, just get out there and talk to people, you know. But believe it or not, talking to people, especially in public settings, is really, really fearful for a lot of people. Like they're just not going to do it. Like, I mean, you know, the cat got their tongue, right? So what do you say to the person that they're in the business? They want to be doing the business, but they're not as outgoing. Mr. Lillard, you're going to talk to everybody that walks within 6 feet of you. Everybody's not going to do that, right? You cut from a different cloth. But we have people in this business who are in their 80s actively working this business. They ain't moving like a spring chicken like you are, right? So what advice do you have, Mr. Lillard, for the person that's, you know, I'm working the 3 jobs, and for the most part, the people I see all day is the same 15, 20 people. How do I take it to the next level? I got the part-time job. I'm coming from here. I'm going to there. What do I do? Help me.
Are they brand new or they been in for a while?
Don't matter. Brand new or been in for a while. That person 2-3 jobs.
Okay.
And they need to know how to do the same process, but they're not going to be like you.
I got it. Okay, here we go. If you got 2 or 3 jobs, right? At each job place, there's probably by maybe predicated where you work at. I'm gonna give you a small number. Let's say about 40 to 50 people. There's 40 to 50 people between the 3 jobs. So on one of those jobs, there's somebody looking for an opportunity. On one of those jobs, there's somebody looking for opportunity. And so, in fact, watch this. The young lady that just signed up, that's a rep. She was watch this. She was a referral from a guy that I met at the mall that I shared this opportunity with 6 months ago, right? He didn't have the time. So what did he do? He shared it with a coworker. She signed up as a rep, right? And now she's got her list and the date set to launch, just because he shared it with someone on the job. But again, if you're working 3 jobs, there's somebody in one of those job places looking for opportunity. So you can utilize that. But at the end of the day, though, we all still got to go to the grocery store. We also got to go to the gas station. And I'm going to tell you something that really helps. That will help you. If you're a Planet Marketing rep right now, and you don't have business cards, you want to go and get you a black card. You get or I think Eric, I don't know if you're still doing those call to action cards, but you should have a card to be able to. That will help you break the ice as well. That you'll feel more confident about holding a conversation because now you got something to give.
So I like that. So now for that person that's not going to be as gung ho, but they got a card, right? They got something they can pass out. You can't even see the card I got in my hand. Anyway, they got something they can pass out. They still have to pique interest, or are you saying you just here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go? What is the statement that you suggest the person say when passing out cards? What should they say to the person?
So it's predicated on it's all predicated on the individual, on the conversation that we have. If I hear them say, man, I'm so sick of this job. Like if you're talking to somebody on the job, you see these are key words that you listen for. And I've been here too long. I need to find me another job. Now you can say, listen, I own my own business, and I'm actually looking for some sharp people like yourself to help me expand my business. Would you be open? Yes. They say yes. Then you give them this business card. Where does it travel? Right? So you give them the card. Now I ask them, what's the best number to contact you at so I could provide you with more information? What's the best number to contact you at so I could provide you with more information?
Well, see, now you done messed up because you done gave them the card, and that lady gonna say, well, I got your card now. I'll just go ahead and call you, when I think about it. You done gave me your card first.
Right. So hold on a second. I work with them, right? We work in the same building. That's fine. I'll see you tomorrow. That's fine. But watch that video as well. Or you can say this, right? You can say this. Well, we're having a major Zoom event. That's why I wanted to call you so I could send you the information to get you chimed in. I highly recommend chiming into it. Provides more information. Y'all getting this?
They're getting it. We hope they're getting it.
We got another question. Come back and watch this. But my goal is to get the information. We're data collectors. I need that phone number so that I can contact you, because I'm not waiting for you to contact me back. I need to find out when I can contact you back. That's why I need that phone number. But if you don't give me one, and like I said, you said they working 3 jobs, I'm gonna see you the next day, so that's fine. See, now watch this. When I see you the next day, I can ask, did you watch the video? So at least I can stay in contact with them.
Facts. Next question. So we got the training out the way. So we know if a dual rep should be doing the ITA training. We've discussed what the rep only should be doing as well. Now let's talk about this list, right? We've made it smaller. We said 24 names in 24 hours. Back in the day, it used to be 100 plus. Like they would look at you crazy if you couldn't come up with 100 names. But we're saying 24 names in 24 hours. How important would you say the list is, Mr. Lillard?
Well, I remember.
Would you say the list is? And the question I got for you guys, we got a few people listening on the chat, and if you're watching this replay, you can answer this question too. In your list, your database, how many names and numbers do you have right now? Type it in the chat. We got a few people on live right now. You should know this as well. How many names and numbers are in your list? How many names and numbers are in your list? Your list or your database is the lifeblood, the heartbeat of your business. Without no list or no database, you have no business.
That's
if
like
you're not
opening McDonald's.
To build on that list, your business will die.
That's like opening McDonald's. That's like opening McDonald's and not having no buns.
Opening McDonald's and not having what?
No buns.
A McDonald's with no daggone buns. You must have a list, ladies and gentlemen. Most of us that start this business The list is in your phone book and you don't even know it. Here's what's interesting about that list, Mr. Lillard, and it drives some people crazy. What you guys don't understand that when we as leaders ask you, I'm talking to the brand new person, or maybe even the old person, when we as leaders ask you to create that brand new list of 100 or more names and numbers, it's for a few things. Number one, I promise you, we have zero expectation that anybody on your list of 100 or even 24 names and numbers, we have zero expectation that any of them get started. Zero expectation that anybody on your list gets started. That's not why we asked you to put the list together, right? We want you to put that list together, number one, because this is a game of follow the leader, right? You got to be coachable. So the first reason for putting the list together is because your coach told you to put the list together. And some of y'all, oh, I'm coachable. Would they say, Mr. Lillard, you coachable until your coach tell you something you don't want to do?
Right.
I'm coachable. Well, put this list together. Well, nah, see, now you going through and analyzing your list. The assignment is just put the list together. This is like Mr. Miyagi telling Daniel-san to paint the fence. It ain't about painting the fence. It's about what you're learning through putting this list together. It's about you developing that rhino skin. Because see, when you first get started, that smack called no hurts. Your skin is soft as a baby's butt, and the smacks hurt, them no's hurt. We want you to develop that list, run through these people you know already, because we figure those smacks shouldn't be as hard, right? So that you can get used to hearing all the bull crap that your family, friends, and them going to tell you. That's why the list is important. We're training you. This is that on-the-job training. Going through that list, then you get to hear all of the amazing objections that your family and friends have. And half the objections they got, you got yourself. But you also get to hear all of the rebuttals that the leaders have that you don't have yet. And there's no point in giving you a long list of rebuttals. You don't know how to use them yet. So create the list so you get experience, right? This is paint the fence. This is wax on, wax off. But most people join this opportunity. They want to win the fight, Mr. Lillard. They want to win the championship, get the trophies. They want the ring that Mr. Scott and Cedric White and the other Mr. Scott. They want the rings and all the accolades and I'd love to have that jacket. Some of y'all ain't made a list of 100 Bammers yet. Names and numbers. This is your testing ground. Some of y'all haven't gone through that list. You haven't heard 200 people tell you that is a scam.
That's a good one.
You haven't heard 200 people say that's some bull crap yet? Because see, when you hear it's some bull crap right now, you still questioning yourself. They might be right. Is this a bull crap? So-and-so said that's one of them pyramid things. Really? So you ain't got the rhino skin yet. And we trying to help you get it like really, really quickly. Because we know, like you said earlier, Mr. Lillard, if we don't get you a check in like 90 days, you gone. So we got to get you your rhino skin rather quickly. Now, some of y'all came with the rhino skin. That's good. We was looking for you. But the average person, the 98% of the people, y'all didn't come with rhino skin. We came with the employee mindset. Now we want something new. You got to create that list. Somebody said 250. Mr. Lillard, we only see one number. I only see one number. One person asked this question in the chat. Who asked that? Gail. Gail has approximately 250 names and numbers.
Natasha has 170 and Leslie has 110.
Listen.
So 3 people responded.
There's a saying. Sometimes I don't like the saying, especially when it's told to me. But I can eat it too, right? There's a saying that goes, if you don't know the numbers, you can't grow the numbers. If you don't know the numbers, you can't grow the numbers. That's gangster. I was just listening to, I think it was Les Brown or TD Jakes, one of them dudes, just a minute ago. They said, if you can't measure it, it ain't real. That one thing, if you can't measure it, it ain't real. See, some of us are talking about the things that we want. We want to be a director. Well, what's your number? How many people you need? How many people do you need on that list to get to director? If you don't know the numbers, how are you going to grow the numbers? Right? How many phone calls do you have to make in order to get 6 people to get started with you? If you don't know the numbers, you can't grow the numbers. Because Mr. Lillard gave you an example earlier. Would you say 500 in a week?
Yeah, if you knew you was getting $500 on Friday next week, all you had to do.
Watch this, Mr. Lillard. If you knew that if you made the 500 phone calls, that you was guaranteed to go director. You got to make 500 phone calls and hit director. How long before you make 500 phone calls? Some of us, Mr. Lillard, will make the 500 phone calls today. 500 phone calls, right? But then we'll find all of the reasons why we can't do things like, which is your next L, Mr. Lillard. You know, people get started in this business and have been started in this business, started and haven't started the business. You've been around 6 months, 60 days, 90 days, and you haven't started or launched your business. That means you don't see the value in this business, or the goals and dreams that you say you have aren't really that valuable to you. So it was suggested to me the other day, hey, E, I think you need to change your values. I can tell, what did he tell me? I can tell what you value based on how you spend your time. What? I was like, huh? I can tell what you value, E, based on how you spend your time. So we got to change our values so that we can find the time to launch or start our business, Mr. Lillard. What's that why looking like?
Oh, that's major. You got to have a major why. You know, what this does is this protects the new person from having to say a whole lot in the beginning. Imagine having, going to get your through your training modules. You got your training modules done, right? That's out the way. So now you have some knowledge on the company, about travel. You have some knowledge, right? Then you created a list. Then you have a grand opening, right? So when you have that grand opening, guess who's going? The expert is going to do the presentation. All you did was invite. Mr. Scott says all the time, be professional inviters. Professional inviters. So 3 things: training, list, launch, grand opening. Now, watch this. The new person had the grand opening. Now, there's a chance there might be no one show up. There is that chance that no one may show up on your grand opening, right? So what happens now is you set another date to have a private business reception. Myself and Mr. Scott had a conversation about this, and I know we'll probably talk about this afterwards, but I'm trying to share with you all the key is having a new person get moving right away, right, without having to know everything and get a paycheck. Imagine, right, my mentor used to say, the person that has the fastest copier machines win, right? So if you have a brand new person, just got started, they had their grand opening, let's say they signed one person up, right? Now, watch this. Now we have the Wednesdays and Thursdays, the folks that maybe not had a chance to come out to their grand opening. Now we can filter them into the system. Now we can filter them into the Wednesdays and the Thursdays. And if they can't make that, now, this is done every week, by the way, you all know this, but now you can have another private business reception for the folks that may not make it out. So there should be something clockwork, like every single week. someone should be saying this information weekly. And it's there should be somebody having a grand opening every single week in your business. And if you have that, that means now you got people popping bronze builder, silver builder, gold builder. My son, he didn't listen to me at first. I hope he's not watching. But if he's watching, it's okay. My son, right? At first he was, and I didn't do this system with him, right? So he had to come out to the Super Saturday training. That's the nugget, by the way. When he left the Super Saturday training, now he's all in, right? Today, he did a 3-way call today, exactly how we teach it. And so now he has someone in Louisiana that's going to be starting this Friday, all him, right? So what I'm getting at is, let's not complicate this. Let's start getting some people paid right away, so we have right away stories to share with folks. I only been here 30 days, and I made $100. I've been here 90 days. I made 200. I'm out of the red into the black. Let's start having some stories of people, or in 90 days, I've booked my first trip, or I went on. We need stories right away. The stories aren't happening fast enough with 2,000 people, 500, whatever we have in an organization. There should be more stories of people popping levels, of people booking travel. And I promise you, Team Platinum will be the top organization in this company, because no one does what we do. All right, back to you, man, because I can go on, man. I'll go
on. Listen, that's a wrap. At the end of the day, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate your time and attention. Hope you enjoyed the few nuggets that we wanted to give you on this evening, talking about the training, talking about your list, talking about launching, or we like to say starting, get the business started. You spent the money on it, get it going, right? Reach out to your upline. Doesn't have to be your person that personally sponsored you. Reach out to someone in leadership above you to help you get to the next step. You guys have our names and numbers. You can inbox us if you got us any questions. We appreciate you all. We'll be right back here on first Wednesday, right before the convention. So we ought to have some interesting information for you on first Wednesday coming up. That's a wrap. Appreciate y'all. And if you're watching the replay, salute to you too.
Hey, real quick, let me. I'm gonna close with this. I hear some folks talking. They've been here for a while. They've already done the grand opening already, right? I hear them talking, but they have been a little inactive, right? Do a list of 24 names in 24 hours again, and do a private business reception. Listen, put the leadership to work. Put the leadership to work. We should be doing. There should be some type of private business reception for us leaders every week, besides Wednesday and Thursday, because people are waiting for Wednesday and Thursday to work the business. And then when someone doesn't partner, now you're waiting another week. So we go a whole month to put anybody in the system, because we're only working our business 8 days a month. But we're working our jobs 5 days a week. I'm going to stop right there. Let that sink in.
All right. Well, that is a wrap again, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate each and every one of you all and your partnership. We do not take that for granted. As I said earlier, we'll be right back here on first Wednesday. Good night.